it's definitely got a good look to it. This is Endurance. Alright, so this is a very early beta 1 actually, but it's going to be a dungeon crawling adventure, party-based even, so this is going to be pretty exciting. So we have 4 characters, I can count, and we're just going to take them as they are. No real reason to make a new one. So we're in town right now. They have a general store, a temple, a library, and a guild. Let's take a look at the general store here. So you can buy your armor here for your characters. So we have Valen, a human adventurer. He offers a little bit of health, a little bit of damage, a little bit of armor, some skill points. Looks like everyone is pretty much at the same baseline in terms of health, except you have more skill points. And you also have more skill points. You're an elf adventurer, halfling adventurer, and a giant adventurer. You'd think the giant would have more health. He's actually got the least armor and health, I think, among, well, not the least, but not great. So, being a giant, I wonder if I have to equip him with, like, bigger stuff. Hopefully not. 8 damage for her, 6 damage for him, 4 for him, 6 for him. Damn, halfling can do some damage. So it looks like they already have a pretty good system set up here for their inventory and everything. We have tooltips. Love tooltips in RPGs. You know everything about this item, so it sounds like they're going to have some level of identification in this game. Again, always a fan. I love it when I get my gear to not know whether or not it's, you know, good for me. How much money do I have, though? It looks like I have 5 silver. Is that 5 between all of them, or just each? Probably between all of them. With 5 silver, I can't buy a lot. I can get some leather armor, but it looks like everyone's already got something either that or better. Leather belts, and not too much else. Some boots. And we're not wearing boots. Oh, you're not wearing boots. All right, let's get you some boots, brother. And let's see. Oh, wow, no, it is 5 silver each. Good deal. All right, so he's got a little more armor now. Actually, quite a bit more. How about you? You need a shield or something if you're gonna wear it. If you're gonna have a dagger going here. Let's see what we got here for shields, huh? No shields. Oh, small wooden shield. Take that. Put that right on there. There we go. Now you're looking respectable. Is that a? Looks like a 2-handed staff. Yeah, it's a 2-handed staff. And I like how the icon actually changes to the staff when it's 2-handed. So that's pretty sweet. 2-handed. Good presentation there. All right. Yeah, I think we're pretty much set to just go out and try this place out. What's the temple? Oh, this place where I can, I guess, revive dead characters. All right, so I'm going to have to come back to town for that. Library. I like this whole art style they got going on here. Granted, it could be 3D, but it's not. I mean, you got to work with what you have at hand. And what you have at hand right here is a nice 2-dimensional image representing the town. Very cool. So, what's this? Library. Is this like a library of everything I've ever found, I'm guessing? Library of all the... Wow, look at that. There are quite a few different monsters. Alright. And records. Alright. We have a guild, and then the real thing. I don't know what that is. We're going to dive into the dungeon. Alright, so this place looks really good. Like, really good. Let's see. So, Q and E do not turn me. Left and right turn, or rather, A and D turn me. Which means I can't sidestep. That's, alright, I guess. I just like sidestepping. One thing I'm noticing about the... Oh, if I press back, I don't even move backwards. I actually turn around. Gee, I wonder if there's any options for that. Because I would love to just be able to... Let's look at the menu real quick right here. Any key binding options? Not quite yet. This is early alpha or beta, so there's no real reason to worry about that right now, I suppose. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff already in this that I'm liking. What I'm not liking is the camera, the way it moves. It's very floaty, for lack of a better term. You can see how, as I'm turning right here, you can see how it doesn't really lock into position. Let's count it. 1, 2. Okay, it's about a second and a quarter before it full-on locks in position. It doesn't need to really take that long to turn. If you're turning, it'd be nice if the turn was just like whoosh there, looking straight, done. That's it. You know, pretty quick. It feels pretty floaty as it is right now. The movement's okay like that, I suppose. I cannot get used to not backing up by pressing the back button, though. That is weird. I would love to be able to sidestep left, right, and back. It'd actually be really good because if I want to go back a step, I don't want my people in the rear to be exposed. All right, let's go ahead and open up this door here. Ooh, that's a cool sound. Whoa, whoa, black bear. What? Oh, okay, so we can't actually... Okay, so the creatures are not actually 3-dimensional creatures. I was actually just in a battle, it looks like, and it was all happening up there automagically. So not quite what I was expecting. I thought it was going to be like I would be actually battling. You know, I would be controlling when everyone attacks. Again, Legend of Grimrock style. Not that this is necessarily a bad thing, but the presentation leaves a few questions. Like, I did not know what was going on right there. So Cave Spider right here. So what happens with him? If I click him, I clicked him and he died. Huh. Okay, so let's try this doorway. Apprentice Sorcerer? No, I think the hits are just happening automatically. So the turning doesn't really matter. The battles just kind of happen. Huh. Beautiful environment. Look at that. You can actually fully control the camera, too, I just realized. That's pretty good, but eventually you can get kind of in Drunko vision, like all tipsy. It'll correct itself when you let go, but until then it's like, oh, God. Oh, I shouldn't have drunk that ale. Oh, bad potion. Bad potion. That is kind of cool that you can fully control the camera like that. I do like that. But the combat system is kind of disappointing, actually. I was really hoping for a kind of combat system. So can I move right now and just leave? Yeah, I can just leave. And do they follow me? I mean, how would I know if they were following me, right? So there's attack and defense options, it looks like. Invisible bears. The most frightening of all bears are invisible bears. So if I hold defend, am I... No, I just killed him anyway. I'm interested, but I'm confused, I think is the best way I can put it. So there's their health right there, which is very far away from the battle screen. If I'm going to be watching up here to see the enemies that I'm fighting and everything, I would want my character's health to be near there so I can get an idea of what's going on. So let's look at this log right here. So this is the log of everything that's happened, it looks like. I got 2 copper. I killed a black bear. Yeah, I did. Giant ants. It's just weird looking around for invisible enemies. I am getting a bit of a bought assets vibe out of this from the Unity 3D field, but at the same time, it's working for them. I mean, visually, this game does look fine. I think they chose some good assets as far as that goes. Oh, what's this? Did I get some loot? Is there a chest here? Oh, open. Contains 44 copper, received a weapon. There is a bit of a bought assets vibe here, I won't deny that, but I feel like it's also setting a pretty good framework. Now, I don't know if the framework is bought or if it's made by them themselves. I really don't know. And I'm not going to judge one way or the other until I do know. Hell, I won't judge either way. I mean, however you make your game is fine by me. The question is it a good game? And right now, I'm not entirely enthralled by the combat going on here. I'm literally just standing here and waiting and just watching, but it's not really engaging me, you know? And I don't think it's possible to engage me in this state. I'm not seeing the enemies for real. I'm seeing, like, little images of them. I'm not feeling like I'm doing anything for this. What's this? Have they leveled up? Okay, so it looks like they've all leveled up, but I think they need to go to the temple to actually level up. So let's back out and go to the temple. Anyway, if you could at least get me engaged to the point where I'm giving orders, you know, so I'm actually directing the combat instead of it just happening in front of my eyes, that'd be a good deal. What's this? Oh, do I have to click take? There we go. So if we go to the temple, nope, not the temple, to the guild. Is that where it is? That's where I level these guys up. Alright, so here we go. Level. It costs 2 silver to level up. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Let's level them up to level 2. And how about you? You have 2 silver. Level you up to level 2. You too. Level you up to level 2. And it looks like just by getting here, I've actually completely regained all my strength. But yeah, it's a little off-putting that I'm not really doing anything. I mean, granted, I'm walking. But I mean, if I wanted a walking simulator, that's not too challenging. What I want is I want to feel engaged in these fights with these snakes here, instead of it just all happening in front of my eyes, you know? Bug. There we go. So I'd like to be able to, even if you wanted to tell, I almost shudder to say this, but it's not the worst genre in the world. So I will say, even if you wanted to turn this into a Clickstar's Heroes or Clickster Heroes style game where you click on the enemy just to attack them, you know, even if it's up here and you click them, that would be better than what I'm getting right now, because at least I'd feel engaged, like my clicking was doing something, you know? Alright, discovered. So he went into my Shady Thieves. Shady Thieves everywhere. One of my dudes about to die. So do I have like anything I can heal him with? Any food? Nothing like that. So yeah, the dungeon does not change between visits, which actually is kind of okay because, well, that's actually a cool concept now that you say it. It would be kind of cool if the dungeon did change between visits, because if it did, then it'd be like every time you go back, you're rediscovering something, right? You're basically, you're basically going in, leveling up, and going in. Like, you have to weigh the risk reward. Do you want to proceed further down, or do you want everything to shift below you and you come back and level up or whatever it takes? That'd be kind of cool, actually. That'd be kind of cool. I'm in favor of this idea now. That's a pretty cool idea. But I don't even know if these are randomized dungeons. I don't believe they are, because the description told me that there were 3 massive areas to discover right now. Of course, down the line, they could become randomized. Alright, that cost me all of my gold. I don't even think I had enough money to do that, and it still let me, so that's probably a mistake right there. So what do we have here? We have this dagger. Is this a better dagger? I know nothing about it. I'd have to get it identified, right? So let's go to the library here and see if they'll identify it for me, huh? Will you identify it? You won't identify it. You don't care. You don't care about my dagger. Why would you care about my dagger? It's my dagger. It's not your dagger. But yeah, the dungeon is definitely lacking in the... it looks visually good, but it also looks very sterile. It looks very plain. Like, nothing about it really screams out. There's no torches on the walls. There's no skeletons lying around or something like that. Red bug dead. Looks like in the minimap things turn pink when I discover them for the first time, like within this same crawl. That's neat. But I mean, technically, can I just keep running? Or nope, it looks like the battles do actually stick with me, so I can keep running and probably encountering multiple people. But aside from that, I don't think much actually much happens by me just running through. Do they even stack? Do the enemies stack up if I find it? No, actually, they just switch to different ones. So I could technically flee through this entire dungeon. Oh, there we go. There's a chandelier. Admittedly, it is a rather large dungeon. I will not deny that. So if you're going to make like a really gigantic dungeon setting that's all really well planned out with super crazy complex puzzles and stuff, or maybe not crazy complex, but complex in general. Wow, okay, my dudes are dying. Oh, one's dead. Alright, so maybe the running through the dungeon wasn't a good idea, especially because I'm basically lost right now. Basically very lost. I'm lost and alone, and everyone I know is dying. Follow the map, I suppose. So I would not endorse the concept of just running through the dungeon and seeing what happens. Generally what happens is death. Death is what happens. Alright, let's go back up here. 2 people still kind of alive and leveled up. But I mean, the thing is, I felt no engagement during all of that. I felt like I was not even really witnessing action. I wasn't stopped by these battles. I was literally able to just run right through them and see what happens, you know? Visually, again, it looks fine visually. I'm not denying that. I think that the creator's chosen good aesthetics. They have an overarching aesthetic, and maybe it's just a question of it's not at that place yet where you're going to see characters on screen, where you're going to see enemies on screen. Look at that. Ooh, good sound. And I do kind of like the sound design, too. It's a lot more old-schooly than I thought it was going to go for, but it does have that charm to it. I've always been a sucker for the old school, you know? But I feel like if you want to make this a really solid game, you're going to have to engage me in these battles. But I mean, aside from that, it's got a good framework going on. I think it just needs me to see and battle these enemies and actually feel it going on, you know? Alright, so we revived these guys. Let's look at my guild right here. I don't really have money, do I? Actually, I do have a little bit of money. They're just all on this dude. Can I transfer money? I don't think I can transfer money. Oh, look at this. Now, I didn't even see. Apparently, we do have skills here, but they're all based on how good you are with a certain thing. So I guess the more you use them, the better you get at them. Kind of like Oblivion, you know? And what's this one all about? Character has no spells. How about you? You have any spells? Anyone here have spells? No one has spells. Maybe you can learn spells? How about you? Ah, I get it now. These are all very fully customizable characters, I'm realizing, because I was leveling up in Adventure, but I could level someone up as being a mage. So let's see, you're the elf, right? You're the elven adventurer. So let's go ahead and look at you. Those are some really high requirements, but I can get you to be a standard mage, so let's join you. You're in the mage's school now, which means you now know magic missile. So what does that mean for me? Is this where I get my engagement into the battling? You don't have any spells. I thought you just learned magic missile. Did you lie to me? Did you lie to Highsight? Disappointment. Disappointment all around. But I guess I can level up this character as a mage now, and that's a cool concept. I like this idea. This is a really cool idea to have different guilds that any character can become a part of, and therefore you can basically create your own character through different classes. That's a cool idea. That's actually a really cool idea that I can get behind 100%. I just need, well, okay, I've learned magic missile, right? So let's go into the dungeon. And yeah, there it is. Now you have magic missile, so let's see. Can I get this into the hotbar? Yes, I can. And that's where the skill points come into play. All right, all right. So now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting a little more engagement out of this. let's go through this door. And I want to magic missile something, so something's got to jump out at me here. And how does this work? Let's actually look at this spell. So, magic missile... at 10 power, 5 to 1 on 1 monsters in 1 group. Not sure what any of that means. That might be RPG lingo. I've never played Dungeons and Dragons. But let's test it out on something. I assume it means something will die, right? So giant ants, right? So if I click it... Oh, right click. There we go. You get a sound effect, and it looks like something's happening. I mean, the SP is definitely getting drained. I don't know if anybody was getting hurt. I was kind of hoping for some kind of a magical effect on the screen there. Well, killed him. Let's open that chest. Some copper. I should mention, I do kind of like the music. It's got a good somber tone to it. It's got a dungeon delving vibe to it. Black Bear just hiding it. Just look at this. This room, this was the room of the Black Bear. That's all that Black Bear existed for, was to live in that room. He was probably trapped in there for days. There was nothing in there for him. All right, so you're out of SP. I don't know how to regenerate that. Probably just to go back to town. So I probably wasted it. Probably soiled it. So now that I know right-clicking is what activates these things, let's try right-clicking on the sword next time I see something here. I assume, or rather I believe you're correct in saying that character spellcasting is not complete. I know that enemies are not able to cast spells right now, but I believe that enemy spellcasting, or rather player spellcasting, is also incomplete. There's definitely a sound effect to it, which implies there's probably something else going on too, but, you know, it's a beta. You never know. Alright, let's see. This is around where I ran backwards like a cowardly girl. Yeah, right-clicking on the sword does not seem to do too much. But yeah, everyone just kind of attacks as you would expect them to. Oh, a scroll. Okay, now I'm intrigued. Valen found it, huh? Which one's Valen again? Is that you? Okay, I'm realizing now that these spell bars are all for everybody, so I can set them to different things, it looks like. So if I choose for them to use the fire or the magic missile, I don't think I do anything from there. I think it's just when it's their turn, they will use the magic missile. Just like when it's their turn, he would defend now. I'm realizing this now. This is a little trickier than I thought. Anyway, which one do you use, Valen? You're Thomas Wilron. There you go, Valen. You're my main dude. Okay. So what's this thing do? I just read it. Probably should have looked at the tooltip first. No idea what that did. But I'm assuming... Nope, no idea what that did. Was there any kind of... Nope, there's scrolls. They might just not be complete right now yet. Nothing in the log about it. Fancy door opening right there. Okay. Oh, hey, secret. Oh, hey, Cobalt. I don't know if I can kill that. Apparently I can. Headgear, all right. So, found some headgear. Did you just put it on your head? Or where'd it go? Oh, no, there it is. Does anyone need headgear? Nobody needs headgear. Oh, no, leather cap. Never mind. Somebody needs headgear. Probably somebody who's getting hit a lot. Give that to your buddy there. The inventory system does work pretty smoothly. Can I right-click on things to equip them? I cannot. That is one thing I would like to see. What about double-click? Oh, double-click works. There you go. That's fine. So this game's got secrets. I mean, they're definitely... It's not a randomized dungeon, but it doesn't need to be if they're clearly, like, actually creating a meaningful dungeon here. I think it's actually better in that sense. If you're going to create a meaningful dungeon out of it, I'd say go for it. Don't worry about the randomized dungeons. The replayability should come from finding the secrets that you hide in these games, you know? But I still feel like there's a major missed opportunity here in terms of the combat system. I feel like it definitely has the potential to be way, way better. Of course, it's going to require way more assets. It's going to require way more work. But if you could actually get these thieves and these snakes and everything on the screen, what a difference that would make. What a huge difference that would make. A belt. All right. Is this a better belt? Better belt. I know nothing about it. Unfortunate. I'm also wearing what could potentially be cursed headgear. I really don't know if it's better or worse. Oh, no, we got bats. Sound effects come right out of Porno. Arguably, yes, they do. But again, I'm guessing a lot of the things we're seeing here are very much placeholders. I'm hoping. Because again, these walls are very bare, very plain. You know, get some shields plastered on them walls, right? Get Get some torches. Get some, which I can pick up, bear in mind. Get some torches I can pick up in here. Get some loose stones that I can click on to activate secret doors. Don't let me just walk through secret doors like they're normal doors. Let me click on a loose stone that I see to get it to be a, you know, secret door. People love secrets, especially when they're secrets that they actually find on their own instead of just ones that are kind of pointed out to them. All right, there's our way out. Now, let's see. Everyone should be fully healed now. Blah, blah, blah. So in the library, all of these things are identified here. Scroll of Endless Words. You know nothing about it, but I read it. All right, let's go to the general store. Do we have any identification items here? Book of Might. Increases stats. Dexterity. Blah, blah, blah. Anything for identification? No identification items just yet. What about selling? What can I sell to you guys here? I got this belt. I know nothing about it. Oh, they can ID him here. This is... screw it. 12. Let's find out. I know a little about this item. Okay, let's ID it again. You know most things. Yeah, that was... Okay, so, like, right there, actually, I like that identification system a lot. Because what it did was... I could have stopped at any time and assumed that I knew everything about it. Or I can really pay all the money and figure it out. That's pretty clever. Actually, I've never seen an identification system like that before. Now, how do I get that belt back? Because it looks like it's... Oh, you know what? Screw it. Sell it. There we go. That's creative. I've never seen an identification system like that before. I am a fan. So let's take a look at this cap now. Let's ID this. 2 armor, huh? Is that better than... Nope, it's the same. It counts as light armor. This one counts as light armor. Again, didn't need to identify it that much, but I did anyway because I'm a risk taker. I feel like the lighting is driving the aesthetic of this game right now. The lighting is definitely its biggest feature at the moment in terms of aesthetics. Now, I really do hope to see enemies on the actual screen soon instead of just in the bubble. I don't even care if they're not three-dimensional, but of course, if they're not three-dimensional, you're going to have everything follow suit. You're going to have to make everything 2D that's not the environment, which has been done before. Those who have played Delver know what I mean when I say that. All right. I think we're gonna do one last delve in there and probably die along the way, but let's see if we can level up our folks here first. Let's get you into the fighter. Nope. Let's get you into the... Nope. Let's... Nope. You really are pretty worthless, aren't you, Valen? All right. Let's just level you up as an adventurer then, right, buddy? How about you? What can you do? Hey, you can be a fighter. You should be a fighter. There you go. And how about you? You're a thief? Yeah, you're totally a thief. Can you be an assassin? Nope. Alright, so now we got everybody with their little character stats here. Do they get skills or spells? Or no spells for you? You have the... Oh, wait, hang on. Last time they didn't show up until I went to the dungeon, so let's see. No spells, no spells. What good ya? Alright, so last thing we're going to do is we're going to test out my theory about the combat. So, right now, if I just set her to magic... Alright, if we hear the magic spell go off, we'll know. Let's see. Everybody's dying now. Everybody's just wasted away the second I touch them. Guys, you need to last a little longer than that. I'm testing things out here. Is there a bigger map? Like, I see the mini-map up there, but can I... Oh, look at that. That's what I'm talking about right there. Beautiful. And in terms of feature completeness and polish, it's definitely polished. Yes! That's all you have to do is you just set it and forget it. Say it again. Set it and forget it. But anyway, in terms of feature completeness, it's very well polished. Like, for example, the log over here. I just need to move my mouse over to it and it pops up. The map, again, you just click it and it gets bigger. It's really the simple things. The UI is very intuitive. I think that's the best thing I can say about the polish of this game. Is the UI is super, super intuitive. It's pretty stellar, actually. The sound effects are great. The idea of a library that keeps track of everything you've ever seen is cool. What's this button do? Okay, that's for my character stats and stuff. So yeah, I'm very impressed by that aspect of it. But it seems like everything is UI driven, and that is unfortunate because, again, I would love to see a combat system wherein I just scroll in on it. A UI system wherein, or rather a battle system wherein I'm not just watching it happen, but I'm actually actively saying, okay, you attack, you attack, you attack, you attack. You know, I'm actually clicking on my characters or something to activate their attack and to have more control over the battle here. What's this add and remove all about? I don't want to press it because I think it might actually kick out people in my party. You should switch to your normal attack now. You're all out of mana. Let's see. What was I doing? Oh, yes, that's what I wanted to do. Let's take a look at this scroll that I know nothing about. We won't read it. We'll get it identified when we get out. Black bats are dead. Elementalists dealing a little bit of damage, but he's dead. Once I joined those guilds, my guys all got kicked up to 11. They kind of kick ass now. I would really love to be able to side strafe and everything, too. Like, I could be maneuvering this dungeon so much better. Red bug. Deadly, deadly red bug who dropped something. With a scroll. That was a red bug with a scroll. By the way, this is pretty good looking armor. Who's wearing crap armor? You're wearing crap armor. Here, have some pretty good armor. It's probably cursed or something. I don't know. Just wear it. You don't have the stats to equip this. What were you thinking? How about my mage? Of course not. How about my giant? My giant's got this. Yeah, okay. So I kind of just want to try to walk to my death now, but the dungeon isn't really allowing for that. I've kind of become a relative badass all of a sudden. I guess belonging to a guild is just that important in life. And a potion. Ooh, is this... So this will be an unidentified potion, won't it? Well, nothing says this might kill you like drinking a potion that's unidentified. I don't know what it did. That's exciting. Let's see if I'm poisoned or something, or if I, throw up later or something. I love unidentified potions and scrolls. That brings out the roguelike in it. I'm not going to say yet that this game is a roguelike, because it's definitely not. It doesn't even have permanent death. But I will say it has an identification system, and I'm all for that. As a loot whore, it stifles me for a second. As a loot whore, it makes me say, hang on a minute, maybe I don't want to use this item. And I'll be sad because it'll end up being like a super mega item. That's it, just kill him. It's cool. Somebody kill my dudes. This is a rather big dungeon. It looks like they're using every square that they can. Oh, here we go. I want to open it. A weapon. It's an axe. An axu. Here, put that on. We get double the swing. Can you have an axe in the offhand? You can't. Damn, so I guess dual wielding isn't a thing. Ooh, that decreased my damage. Nope, that increased my damage. I can number. So yeah, like in terms of the actual dungeon creation itself, it seems like they're doing it right. I would just love to see some puzzles or something in the mix, I feel like there's gonna be a secret here. Let's see if my intuition's right on that. Or is this... Yep, called it. Secret. And I like that, because you can assume that every square is used. And maybe that's kind of a downfall for the secrets, but you can assume every square is used, so when you see something not used, you can just kind of find where it opens, Again, though, loose stone or something to press, that'd be way cooler. Alright, let's get out of here, because my dudes ain't going to die anytime soon. Alright, and let's identify that scroll, see what the scrolls generally look like. So I kind of have an idea of what I'm working with here. Scroll of Endless Words. Screw it, you pay for it. No, wait, you pay for it. I know everything about it, and yet I know nothing about it, which means clearly it doesn't do anything at the moment. But whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the beta of Endurance. It's still, I would call it more of an alpha right now, but hey, developer's a developer. It's 3 months into development. It's got a pretty good framework going for itself, but I think what it really needs is a major overhaul on its combat. I think it really needs, it needs something more for the combat. It needs to be way more engaging than just stand there and let it happen, That's kind of a loss in my opinion. But I'm interested to know what you guys think, so let me know. Thanks for watching.